So I'm Emily.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is our kitchen.
We reached out to a number of other contractors before, and the other contractors hadn't really been able to do everything for us at once. Eventually, we'd sort of almost given up. And then we just decided to do one more Google search for contractors in Cornwall, and we found one we hadn't seen before, which was Millennial Contracting.
It was when Matt came to our house and we showed him our kitchen and what wasn't working about it, and our very convoluted staircase, and how we couldn't get the layout of the living room to work, and for him to explain to us what the steps of the project were going to be like and how he likes to operate. He was a great listener and really good attention to detail, which is really what we were looking for. I think that was part of our trouble, was that we didn't quite know what we wanted, we just knew what we didn't want. The logistics of how exactly to do that, we wanted help with that, and that was one of the reasons why we went with Millennial, was because they could do that design piece for us as well. I mean, it was actually just nice to have people come in every morning at roughly the same time, and we got to know the crew really well. It was exciting to go away to work and then come home at the end of the day, and a lot had been done in that time. We also went away for a couple of weeks on vacation and came home, and big changes were happening in the space. And while we were gone, we also got to see some photos of how things were going. Everyone had really good attitudes when we were here too. Yeah, our kids enjoyed saying good morning to the workers every morning too, so that was really sweet.
Yeah, no, the best part was definitely the workers themselves. Everyone on Matt's crew they were polite and careful, and they showed a great deal of care about our space. You know, we didn't have to leave and worry that we were going to come home and things were going to be a disaster and you know, things would be dirty. Like they did a really good job keeping the space clean.
Yeah, we were living in it, and it was very frustrating seeing most of the kitchen there, but you couldn't actually move into it. So that day, actually it was a bit of a surprise that day, because we came home from work and suddenly all of the floor protectors were gone. And it was like, oh, okay, now we get to move in properly. And so that was, and it was, everything came at the same time. Furniture was in, all of the trays were here that day, and we were cleaning and unpacking and moving things around. So it was really exciting. And it was like, oh, okay, this is home.
When the renovation was over, when all the work was done and everything came together at once, yeah, like it was, you know, wow, this is exactly what we wanted.
I think design-wise, I love the backsplash, but in terms of the layout, it would be this big island.
Yeah,
we now have actual room to move around and not bump into one another. You can have more than one person in the kitchen at a time. Also, love the stairwell, that it actually functions, and we have a great closet that we didn't used to have before.
We would absolutely recommend Millennial Contracting to friends and family or anybody else.
Yeah, and we already have.
So. Yeah, many times.